Predicting UFC undefeated fighters' careers. I got 13 undefeated fighters that I want to talk about. I mean, there's more undefeated fighters, but they had like one or two fights, and I think it's too early to talk about them. I'm gonna predict their careers and tell you exactly how their career will go like. First fighter we have, let's start with a bang. Shavkat Rakhmonov. Shavkat Rakhmonov is one of the biggest prospects. I don't know if you can still consider him as a prospect, you know. He's one fight away from the title, or even will probably get a title shot right now, you know. I think the way his career is gonna go, it's gonna disappoint a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter. He smells for blood and he goes for it. 18 fights, 18 finishes. He has few holes in his game. First hole is strike and defense. The strike and defense definitely is a hole. Before the UFC, he got hurt many times, and against Jeff Neal in the UFC, he got hurt also. It's cool to go 18 fights, 18 finishes, but you're putting yourself at risk. You're not fighting the smartest fights. Against someone like JDM, I think you might pay for it. I really have JDM beating Shavkat Rakhmonov. I feel like JDM's boxing is very good. Shavkat's defense, sometimes it's not the best. If he defends the takedowns, or if he can get back up, which he showed against Basil Hafez and he showed against Gilbert Burns, the ADCC champion. He was getting right back to his feet. I think he can finish Shavkat Rakhmonov. So the way I think his career is gonna go, he's gonna be 18-1. That's what I'll tell you. Khamzat Chimaev. So the way I had his career going is, I lost to Robert Whittaker when I heard his 5 rounds. I was like, you know, if Whittaker survives the first 2 rounds, 3rd round he'll do some good work. 4th, 5th against the gas Chimaev, he might finish him. I think he's gonna finish him. He has way more 5-round experience. Khamzat doesn't have 0 5-round fights. And I was like, okay, this is the fight. But they moved it from the co-main to the featured fight. It's gonna be 3 rounds. Chimaev has 3-round experience, you know. I don't think he will slow. I mean, he might slow down, but I don't think he will get gassed per se against Robert Whittaker. So 3 rounds, I have to favor Chimaev. Chimaev is not like Ikram. I kept telling people Robert Whittaker is gonna walk through Ikram. Nobody listened to me. Nobody really paid attention to what I'm saying. They wanted to hype up Ikram so bad. He was preparing for Tricoli. Now he's prepared. He has like 1 week to prepare for Robert Whittaker. This is a different ball game. This is too early for him. You can't get a big step up like this, you know. You'll pay for it. Chimaev, he has boxing threat. Whenever there's a takedown threat, there's also a way you can land punches. And Khamzat Chimaev got power in his hands. The knockout against Ikram, knockout against GM3 13 seconds. That win aged well. GM3 did pretty good against other fighters. So I think he will beat Robert Whittaker. I think Khamzat most probably will be the guy to beat Dricus du Plessis. I think he will finish Dricus du Plessis and will get his hand on the belt. Ilia Topuria, El Matador, the greatest featherweight ever. That's what he's gonna be like. There's nobody that can beat him. Max Holloway is the only one that has like a slight chance to beat him, and I feel like he's gonna get his ass beat. If you look at the Arnold Allen fights, if you look at the Korean Zombie fights, Max Holloway was getting hit. Even Justin Gaethje was having success pushing him on the fence, and he doesn't have the combos, he doesn't have the boxing affiliate, and he swings wildly with no technique. Ilia Topuria has the technique, he has the power, he has the IQ. He can even bring the wrestling he has, Greco-Roman, BJJ black belt. Max Holloway is gonna get destroyed. Ilia might be the first guy to crack his chin. I think Ilia Topuria will demolish the whole division. If he sticks in this division, then Movsar Evloev he will beat. Diego Lopez he will beat. Volkanovski rematch, come on, he will beat. Brian Ortega he will beat. All these guys he'll beat. There is no one featherweight that can beat Ilia Topuria right now. There is no one at his level. So I think after he wipes the division, he goes to lightweight. I'm hoping my boy Arman Tsarukyan beats Islam, but if Islam is the champion, Ilia Topuria will beat him. This will sound like a delusional take. This will sound like a crazy take, but just remember one thing, guys. Just remember one thing. Volkanovski with no power, without the background Ilia Topuria has, he's not a BJJ black belt. He's a very good striker, but you know that whenever you throw kicks against wrestlers, they'll catch it, they'll take you down, you know. So he was very hesitant. Ilia Topuria's boxing style, he has nothing to worry about against Islam. He's gonna let his hands go. On the ground, he's not a fish out of water. He's a BJJ black belt. also Greco-Roman wrestler. So in the clinch where Islam is strong, Ilia Topuria can hold his own, you know. Greco-Roman is all about clinch work. I think also Volk had Islam on a back foot in round 4 and round 3, I think. If Ilia has him on defense like that, on his back foot, the power difference between Ilia and Volk is crazy. This is how Ilia gets all his knockouts, on defense. So I really think Ilia Topuria starches Islam Makhachev. Umar Nurmagomedov. I'm known to be a Dagestani hater, but I just can't hate and I can't discredit Umar Nurmagomedov. I said this before the Corey fight, and now after the Corey fight I'm so sure. He's a very balanced fighter. He will be a champion. He will beat O'Malley, he will beat Merab, he will destroy Merab. Merab might beat O'Malley, but Umar is his worst matchup, his nightmare matchup. Better striker, better grappler, better wrestler, better everywhere. Except cardio, better everywhere. Merab can't shoot 50 takedowns on a Sambo master because he's gonna get reversed every single time. He can't do it. I think it's a nightmare matchup. But O'Malley, I think Merab is gonna beat O'Malley, but O'Malley has a chance against Umar because styles make fights. Sandhagen was defending the takedowns, but he wasn't letting his hands go. He was very gun shy in that fight, and he doesn't have the countering ability as Sean O'Malley has and the distance management Sean O'Malley has. So Sean O'Malley might catch Umar, but I will pick Umar. Bo Nickel. A lot of people won't like this, but a fraud check is coming in Bo Nickel's way. His fights against Jamie Pickett, it wasn't, I mean, yeah, he had to cheat. I don't remember, was it grab the fence or I don't remember what he did. Against Cody Brundage, you know, he was getting his takedown stuffed. I feel like a balanced fighter that can defend the takedowns will give Bo Nickel a lot of problems, and for some reason I can see like the image in my eyes of Bo Nickel getting TKO'd. I can literally see Bo Nickel on the ground with a bloody face mad. Like, I'm not even joking, guys. I think 2025 will be the year Bo Nickel gets fraud checked. Movsar Evloev. Now, I think Movsar Evloev, you know, as you know, he got a fight against the former bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling. I'm picking Movsar Evloev beating Aljamain Sterling, but at the same time, it can go either way. It's a 50-50 fight. I don't think it's going to be the most interesting fight, you know. Two of them are known for having decisions and being boring fighters. But I think Movsar, the younger fighter, the hungrier fighter, will get this win. What's going to happen is, even if he wins, let's say he gets the fight against Ilia Topuria, you know, he can't lose to Movsar. Movsar can't beat him. Ilia is a very good wrestler, very good BJJ artist, black belt. Boxing, striking, he's better than Movsar. He's better than Movsar, you know. Movsar might have slight wrestling advantage, but Ilia can definitely defend the takedowns, and even if he gets taken down, he can get right back up. So I don't think Movsar can beat Ilia Topuria if they fight like 20 times. Ilia Topuria knocks him out when they fight, you'll see. Tatsuro Taira, he's phenomenal. I think that Alex Perez, if he didn't get injured, the fight would have gone longer. I can't discredit Taira because he had him in a very bad position, and his striking is getting better. How much he develops, he's going to be even more of a threat. So Tatsuro Taira is something that the flyweights should keep their eyes on and, you know, not underestimate. I think he's going to submit Brandon Royval inside 3 rounds. He's definitely going to submit him, take him down. Pantoja was taking him down, but Pantoja doesn't have the submission threat that Taira has. I know that's going to sound crazy because Pantoja is a very good grappler in his own right, but Taira, whenever he takes you down, you don't want Taira on your back. You don't want it. Royval was in very bad positions against Pantoja. Taira will actually submit this guy. And what's next after? People like Albazi beat him. Kai Kara, I don't know. I think Kai Kara knocks him out, but there's a way Taira takes him down and submits Kai Kara. There's a way. Taira Pantoja, I think that's possible too. Taira can be Pantoja, but you know, you guys will not like this take, but Amir Albazi is the kryptonite of Tatsuro Taira. I think he's the better striker. He has more power in his hands, and he's the better wrestler. The only thing Taira has is the better grappling, but I think Albazi should stick in a stand-up against him, and I think Albazi got the advantage. He could beat him decision or even by finish. Ian Gary. I like Ian Gary, bro, but these simp behavior that he's doing, bro, like, it's hard to be a fan of Ian Gary, man. Like, this last video, with his wife posting him like that, bro. Locking him outside. Him having to apologize. I don't know what his wife is doing. She's embarrassing him. You know, he deserves better, bro. He deserves better. Talking about his fights, he's a great fighter against MVP. MVP's striking, it's, you know, it's a difficult puzzle. And Ian Gary, you know, grappled him, did what he has to do. He showed that shootbox is improving his grappling. I think Ian Gary can be a future champion. Now, if him and Bilal fight today, I'm picking Bilal. But Ian Gary is 26. He's improving every single fight. His grappling is also getting better. His striking is already good. I think against Shafkat, he can sniff a decision. Not grappling. Like, I don't mean by sniff grappling. I think in striking, Shafkat comes forward. If Ian Gary can do what he did to Jeff Neal, you know, just fight up his range, kicks, knees, I think he can get a decision against Shafkat. He can definitely not finish Shafkat, but he can get a decision. I see good things in his career. He might get a loss or two, but at the end of the day, I think in 2-3 years, he will definitely be champion. Azamat Murzakhanov. I like Azamat. His striking is very good. It seems like he has cardio issues, so he's beatable. Against Nikita Krylov, he's fighting right now. I think he gets the finish, but his cardio, he should definitely work on it, and I don't know if there's time to work on it. He's 35. He's already, you know, up there in age. He was gone for a long time because of injuries, you know, so I feel bad for him. He wasted a few years of his career, but he's a very good striker, you know, and he's Russian, so I assume he got decent enough at wrestling, right? I think he's a problem, but can he beat Alex Pereira? I will pick Alex Pereira over him, especially because he has 2 rounds of cardio. Third round, he's gassed out. So I would pick the top people. I don't know if he can beat, but he might squeeze himself into top 5. He might squeeze himself into top 5. But do I think he's good enough to be a champion? No, I don't think so. Michael Morales. Michael Morales against Neil Magny. I mean, he was alright. He got the finish, but before the finish, Neil Magny was kind of doing what he has to do against him. I think Morales is overhyped a little bit. From all these undefeated fighters, I think he might be the worst, and this is no disrespect because there are like great names on this list, and all these undefeated prospects and fighters, they're great. I think Michael Morales might be like the least greatest, not worst, the least greatest out of all of these guys, but he's still a very good fighter. Do I think he can be champion in welterweight? No, he can't. No, there's no way. There's way better fighters than him. Yes, he beat Neil Magny. I mean, Mike Mallet couldn't do it, so fair play to him. But any of the top guys in welterweight would beat Michael Morales. He's not championship material. Shara Magomedov, a very good prospect. He has a hard fight against my fellow countryman Armen Petrosyan. Now, Petrosyan lost twice, Caio Borralho and Rodolfo Vieira. Vieira subbed him, Borralho had to crotch sniff him for 3 rounds, which, you know, fair play. His grappling is his mistake, but his striking is very good. He beat Gregory Rodriguez, he beat Leroy Duncan, he beat AJ Dobson. He has very good striking. Neither Shara and Petrosyan can grapple, so this fight is going to be very close. I wouldn't be surprised if Petrosyan wins. Petrosyan has more power, but I will say the better technical striker is Shara Bullet, and he offers way more like diverse shots, if that makes sense. But Petrosyan is more snappy, has the power. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Petrosyan even wins by decision or knocks him out. If someone's getting the finish, it's not going to be Shara. Shara doesn't have power. He can't finish someone like Petrosyan. I will be surprised and shocked if he finishes Petrosyan. Even let's say if he beats Petrosyan, which I'm picking Petrosyan, I don't think he's championship worthy. Anyone with good boxing and good wrestling can beat Shara Bullet. Someone like Joe Pyfer, who's a decent wrestler and, you know, got the power of Ngannou. This kid broke Ngannou's record, and as a middleweight, he will knock out Shara Bullet. He would close the distance, he would get in a boxing range, he will knock him out badly. Like, actually sleep Shara. So this is a fight that Shara shouldn't pick at all costs. I understand why he's calling the likes of Nick Diaz, you know, like, he doesn't want a problem with the big boys. So yeah, he's definitely not good enough to be champion. Anyone with good grappling and good boxing, that can close the distance on him can give him problems. Tricoli is shit there everywhere, and he was giving him problems. Peyton Talbot. Hey, what can I say, man? Shades of Sean O'Malley. He got the confidence. He got the young person's confidence. He's a very good fighter. He has good takedown defense, good BJJ, and you know, his striking is elite. His IQ is elite. Peyton Talbot is a future champion. UFC are definitely gonna give him favorable matchups. They're gonna do what they did to Sean O'Malley. They're gonna give him few easy matchups. They're not just gonna throw him into Lion's Den on the first day on the first day of the job, you know, like that's not gonna happen. They're gonna build him slowly. It will take like 2-3 years until he gets a title shot, and I can see him being a champion. They're gonna take their time with him. They're gonna put him on big cards. They're gonna push his name, and in a few years he will be a champion. Yes. Lerone Murphy, he's a very good fighter. As I said, he's gonna beat Dan Ige, but you know, in featherweight, nobody. Look, this is featherweight. The rest of the division, no, there is Ilia Topuria, there is Max Holloway, and Volkanovski. I mean, Volkanovski, he'll probably be out in like a year, you know. I don't think he's washed, but you know, he's taken a lot of damage, but he's not washed. He can still compete. Ilia Topuria, then you got Volkanovski and Holloway, then you got the rest of the division. So Lerone Murphy, he's gonna beat Dan Ige. He can beat another guy too, but then Ilia Topuria knocks him out. Max Holloway beats him, schools him. The featherweight division is like there's these two guys. There is someone above the whole division, and there is one guy above that guy. Just like Volk, you know, he beat Max 3 times, but nobody can get past Max in this whole division. Now it's Ilia on the top. Nobody can beat him. Lerone Murphy can't beat him. Evloev can't beat him. The only hope is Max Holloway. And if Max Holloway beats Ilia, then Max is going to beat the whole division and shit on them. So, the division can't win. There is nobody that can get the belt from these guys. These guys will be at the top for a long time. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you like it, like, subscribe, comment down below. It helps me a lot if you guys like, so YouTube pushes more. And that's it for today's video. Peace.